The kicker, Blake Groupie, set to start it. And off we go from Charlotte. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go.
They'll put the tight end Miller in motion. They'll run, and for the first time, it's Jonathan Brooks. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Second down and 3. Sending a receiver right. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. Trying to avoid the early 3 and out. They face 3rd and a yard.
Here we go.
They'll try and run it with Brooks. And the drive is still up. He's got the 1st down up to the 44.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
Catch is made. That's Mingo. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. On the ground, it is the rookie from Oklahoma. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
#1 rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
They put Wilson in motion. On 3rd down, here's Brooks. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Now they'll set up to throw. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains. The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion. They'll
come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They put Wilson in motion. They'll start this on the ground with Brooks. And he does not want to go down. Somehow he turned that into a gain of 6.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
He'll look to throw. To the right side here, pass is caught. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
We've now seen this quarterback show that he can beat you from both inside and now outside of the pocket. The ability to use his legs to flush out and buy time for his receivers. They uncover downfield, leads to a big pickup.
Now, faking the give. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. I could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
That is brought in at the 10. And he's going to be taken down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Ball resting on the 9. First down and goal. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. A run on first and goal. He'll get a yard or two to the 8. Second and goal. Second and goal. Back to throw. He's got it at the 3. And room to operate as he takes it down to the 2.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
Line of scrimmage, the 2-yard line. It's third down and goal. This is intercepted. Picked off by Kool-Aid McKinstry. And the Saints will take over here at their own 12.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception. But in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue. Because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
First and 10. Start on the ground. Not much space developing. He'll get to about the 14 this time. Look him up on a second down and 8. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Trevor Wallace. And he's going to be taken down, but it's a quick change situation. He has set his offense up with 1st and goal.
Those simple routes over the middle, Mike. Well, to the quarterback, they're not always so simple. I'll tell you why. There's a lot of bodies in the middle of the field. There's a lot of traffic. Those windows are hard to navigate the ball through safely. So what happens? Well, you saw it there. It's a prime area for throws to be intercepted.
They'll look to throw. That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Jonathan Mingo. Touchdown, Panthers. It's his 4th touch, and of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay's going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Oh, he coughs up the football. The Panthers have it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
I think everyone in the stadium is expecting a run there. So what do? On these early downs? You call play action. I love it. You're hoping to catch them off guard and selling out on the run here down near the goal line, but the defense was ready for it. Nowhere to go with the ball.
That's in the end zone and intercepted.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And this will gain a couple of yards up to the 22-yard line. Second down and 8. They'll stick with him again. To the 45. Still going. And he's out of bounds, but they take it to the red zone. Inside the 20. That is a big gainer for the Saints. That gains an even 60 yards.
Let's go now. 79 Broncos. Go.
He'll drop to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and Yet they find themselves first and goal inside the low red zone.
2 minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. Back with more from Charlotte after this. A chance here to draw level before the break. It's first and goal. Here's a run. Nice gain on first down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? Quick throw here is complete. And he's in. Touchdown Saints.
Look, Mike, I don't want to imply that they drew this play up specifically because this is when the league is celebrating National Tight Ends Day. But you got to admit, it's kind of fun seeing him score on this day in particular and join his fellow tight ends who have also scored throughout the league.
So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll come up here. First and 10. They'll put the tight end Miller in motion. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Back to the air once more on second down. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. The pass intended for Xavier Legette. Now it's going to be third down.
This is a pass that just needs to be completed, Mike. The opportunity was there. His guy was open. They ran out of room a little bit there on the sideline. Couldn't quite get the ball up and down fast enough and ends up being thrown out of bounds.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. That's the linebacker, Pete Werner.
For these young rookie quarterbacks, every snap in the NFL is an opportunity to have a lesson learned, and sometimes the lessons come a little bit harder than others. In this case, they kind of fool them with their blitz package. It's a little bit more complex at the NFL level than it is necessarily in college, and I think he just got a first-hand taste of just how fast this pressure can get on you. And sometimes when it speeds up that clock, you can make a bad throw.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?